Fellas, are you ready to unleash your full potential and build authentic relationships? In this video, I will reveal the 5 key traits that will empower you to be all that God has called you to be. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, get yourself something to drink, and let's get ready to break free. Welcome to Break Free Fellowship. I'm Gil Garcia. If you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing to our channel, where each week we will tackle the challenges that we as men face together. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Today, we will be continuing our 5-lesson series on Unleash Your Potential, Meaningful Connections. In our last lesson, we talked about the 5 reasons why understanding the power of connection is important. This lesson builds upon that, so if you didn't get a chance to watch that lesson, I'll leave a link in the description. Today's lesson is on the 5 key traits of an authentic relationship. Brothers, as I was preparing for this lesson, I looked back over my life and I thought about all the friendships that I've had in just different places like my job or, through school and just over the course of my life. And what I realized, brothers, is I had a lot of friendships, but I didn't really have a lot of close relationships. And it wasn't until I found Jesus that I was ready to open myself up and to be vulnerable with other brothers. And so what follows in this lesson are the 5 key traits that I recognize that were paramount in each one of those close relationships that I had. And so let's get ready to dive on in with trait number 1. Trait number 1, vulnerability and openness. We have to be willing to share our own experiences, feelings, and challenges honestly and with authenticity. Truth be told, I myself struggled in this space, and I know other men as well struggle in this, because early on in life, we're taught to keep our feelings in and not tell anybody what we're going through. But I'm here to tell you, brothers, that could lead to a life of loneliness as well as sometimes even mental health issues. In the Bible, it states in Ephesians 4:25 that says, "Therefore, each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, to your brother, for we are all members of one body." Brothers, this verse states that we shouldn't lie about what we are going through, and that being vulnerable fosters trust and encourages the other person to reciprocate. And in the end, that deepens the connection, therefore fostering an authentic relationship. Trait number 2, active listening. Brothers, when we engage in genuine and focused listening during a conversation with another brother, it demonstrates that we have interest in what the other person is saying, right? What are their thoughts? What are their emotions? We also want to avoid interrupting, and we want to make an effort to understand their perspective before we respond, right? The key here, brothers, is to listen to understand and not only listen to respond. When you or I or another brother really starts to open up and share our feelings, those things that we keep deep down inside, all we're really looking for is for someone to hear us, to know that we have been heard. In the Bible, in James 1:19, it says, "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger." And what this means is sometimes you may hear some things from your brother that I've got the answer, right? I've got to give you this piece of information. Or maybe what they're sharing with you angers you because it affects you in some particular way. But if we follow what the Bible here, it says that we are to be quick to hear our brothers, right? Slow to speak. Let it marinate with you before you respond back to your brothers. And then if something angers you, don't let your emotions, right, get the best of you. Let's move on to trait number 3. Trait number 3 is all about empathy and understanding. It's where we put ourselves in the other person's shoe, acknowledging their feelings and validating what it is that they're telling us or the experiences they're going through. Showing empathy by offering our support and encouragement, especially during difficult time, builds trust between you and that other brother. Think about it. If you were the one that was sharing, you would want that person to at least understand what it feels like. There have been times in my life where I wish someone understood what I was going through. And you never know. Could be trouble on the job, could be trouble at home, right? Could be the loss of a loved one, maybe. No matter what it is, we want to make sure that we show that empathy and we show that support. In Proverbs 17:17, it reads, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." And what that means is you were specifically placed, right? If you think about it, you were born for this. You were placed in that brother's path at this particular time to help them through their adversity, the struggles and the things that they're going through. And so I encourage you, my brothers, authentic relationships are built on genuine love and compassion and kindness, especially during difficult times. Let's move on to trait number 4. This is all about consistent communication. When you maintain regular contact by either dropping by, picking up the phone, sending a text, or maybe some sort of social media encouragement like a devotion or a scripture to your brother, that consistency and your commitment to that relationship with that brother really strengthens your bond over time. In Hebrews 10, verses 24 and 25, it states, "And let us consider how we may spur one another towards love and good deeds," not giving up meeting together, right? Calling, texting, dropping by, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, all the more as you see the day approaching. So every day, you should reach out to a brother that might be in need. I know that I have great friends now that I didn't have before. And if I don't pick up the phone and call them after a day or two, they're calling me saying, "Hey, Brother Gil, are you okay? What's going on with you and your family, right? How are you doing on your job?" Right? And so I encourage you, brother, if there's someone that you are close with already, right, that you have this meaningful connection with already, make sure you're reaching out to them, because contrary to popular belief, we may not be as emotionally, ready as, our wives, our sisters, our mothers, our spouse, our partner, right? But all the same, we as brothers still need an emotional connection, and we also need that with another brother. So I encourage you, pick up the phone, reach out to someone as soon as you get off this video. And finally, that brings us to trait number 5, brothers. Respect for boundaries. Recognize, respect, and honor the personal boundaries of a brother who has shared something with you. And that means keeping what was shared with you between you. Right? Not going out, sharing it with another brother that you may be close with, right? Sharing it with your spouse or your partner. It means that whatever was shared for you was for you, and we need to respect each other in this manner. The last thing you want is you spend all this time building up a relationship with this brother, this other person, and you're pouring into each other, and then you go out and share some information that was only meant for you, causing that brother some embarrassment or harm. It states in Ephesians, in the Bible, in chapter 4, verse 29, it reads, "Let no corrupt talk come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for building up as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear." And what this means is when it talks about corrupt conversation, it means gossip, backbiting, speaking out of turn, right? Because when you do those things, you're really hurting that other person, and in the end, you're hurting yourself. So brothers, I want to thank you for spending this time with me today as we revealed the 5 key traits of an authentic relationship. I hope you took notes, and if needed, watch this video again and write them down. Until next time, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I will be back next week as we continue our 5-lesson series on Unleash Your Potential through Meaningful Connections. Invite someone to join you on this journey of fellowship as we face life's challenges together. Take care, brothers.